Welcome back to a new video. You know this format by now. A click and a laugh of fear. Anyway, let's just get started.
Wildcraft is an online animal simulator that is no stranger to rumors of, and sometimes real, creepy entities existing within the game. Some stories revolve around hackers, others around strange glitches, and some even imply that the paranormal is present within the game. But the most recent entity has left players both mortified and struggling to find an explanation for its existence.
Hey, there's now a very good explanation for everything that happens in Wildcraft. If you want to know more about it, then you'll want to check out the Wildcraft Wiki fandom page, where there are lots of different creepypastas, right? But what if I told you that there is a better side? That there is an answer to all your questions. What is the story behind the creepypastas? How do they arise and why are they evil? It's very simple. Just have a look at our official lore. I have created a playlist with all the episodes. My team and I are also working on a new website that gives a lot more information than just 3 little sentences or stories that, well, just don't make sense and were made by little kids. Sorry, but that's my opinion. So please just watch it if you want to know the truth, and you can't stop waiting for new episodes.
This is Chase, one of Wildcraft's most horrifying mysteries to date. Chase appears as a black wolf with an abnormally long and gummy mouth, sharp ears, and crimson-colored eyes. It can spawn in any map at any time, but it is more likely to appear during late hours of the night. Chase will only appear if 2 specific requirements are met. First, the player has to be playing alone, whether they choose to play in single-player or are by themselves in a multiplayer game. The second requirement is that the player needs to be connected to the internet, which is the reason that many players believe Chase is not something paranormal or an NPC, but rather a hacker of sorts. To avoid Chase, it is recommended that you either always play the game with 1 or more other players, turn your Wi-Fi off when you play in single player, and, for extra safety, only play during the daytime hours. It is not ever recommended that you search for Chase.
Did Violet draw that? No. She gave credits at the beginning of the video. Wait, it's just a concept art. So just an inspiration. So who drew it? By the way, I know someone who also draws creepypastas. Violet, you should really add Soptist as an artist. Feel free to support her.
Or
to take away your fear for a moment, imagine how Violet inserts these sounds. Either she searches for footstep sound effects on YouTube, or she takes them from a game, or she sits in front of the microphone with a bag of sand and tries to make realistic sounds with them.
bushes rustling.
He just wants to play. Do you hear that? It sounds like a bag of sand. You can never hear it any other way again.
If you notice these signs while you're playing the game, stop running as your animal and immediately leave, as this is the only stage that allows you to avoid a confrontation with Chase.
Chase is constantly complaining that he can't get an appointment to get his claws done. He's always breaking his claws. You don't know how annoying he can be.
After the first stage, closing Wildcraft or turning off your Wi-Fi will only work as a temporary fix, as the moment you open the game again with an internet connection, you will be teleported back to the scene exactly how you left it.
I've always known that Wildcraft has the best way to save your progress. Thanks for nothing.
On the same map, in the same spot, with the same animal, everything. All as if you never escaped in the first place. If you stay until the second stage, congratulations, you're trapped. A faint, red fog will begin to manifest all around the map's ground as your animal begins to shiver more.
Oh, cool. Chase has a red fog machine. I need it too. Maybe I can borrow it sometime.
Violently, now frequently snapping its head around to check its surroundings in a more panicked and twitchy manner. Do not run during this stage. Only.
It's also the stupidest thing you can do. Why would you run away from something in a game that clearly affects you in the real world? Delete Wildcraft and the matter is settled. Hey, by the way, I've already received 6 adverts in 5 minutes. I'm starting to freak out. Be glad I cut it out.
Assuming the player stays and slows the animal down, the red mist will continue to rise and become thicker until no mountain or den can escape it, and the player can only see a few meters ahead. Then, the confrontation. Chase will finally show itself by walking out of the fog and towards the player, where it will then stop.
When you look at it like that, it reminds me of this. So if you try to smell animals, the orange or red fog is the smell of the animals. So Chase must smell really bad.
And stand near them, glaring at your animal with a wide, threatening smile. The player's animal will then become unable to move, as if it is frozen in fear. Chase will then take another step forward and lower its body, as if it's preparing to lunge at the player, and it's at that point when 2 options will display on screen for the player to choose between.
Spoiler, there's a third option. Stop playing Wildcraft.
Run or defend. If the player chooses to run, they will be given the option to run with their character again, but they will be chased and quickly caught regardless of their speed. All animals caught by Chase will be attacked violently on screen until their bodies go limp. Then, Chase will stare into the game camera and snicker over the body, and its body will distort while the game fades to black and resets. When the player reopens the game, they will find that they have permanently lost the animal that they were playing as, and in its place will be a default level 1 of that animal. However, there is still a way to avoid losing your animal, which brings us to our second option: defend.
What do we learn from this? Defend yourself and don't run away like a scaredy cat, or be the smartest and avoid a fight.
If the player chooses to defend themselves, their animal will stand their ground and Chase will lunge at them. The player must then participate in a difficult minigame where they need to click parts of the screen quickly to block Chase's attacks. At the end of the minigame, the player gets an opening to hit Chase, and if they do, Chase will visibly start to distort and stumble back before sinking under the map floor, the red mist disappearing with it. Then...
The red mist disappears with Chase? I said that he stinks.
The game will go back to normal, and the player gets to keep their animal, assuming they don't encounter Chase again and fail to handle it properly. Thank you guys for watching. I'd like to thank some...
That's it? Okay. Then support me with a subscription and a like, and feel free to visit Violet's channel. Give her my best regards.